It's those that are us. They don't care.
All right, then. Good to go.
If you're good to go, Mr. Lucas, sign it.
All right, make the magic happen.
You're recording. Good evening. The Finance Committee will hold a public hearing on Monday, May 13th, 2024 at 6 p.m. in the Aldermanic Chambers at 165 Church Street, New Haven, to hear the following. 1. LM-2024-0335. Order of the Board of Alders of the City of New Haven authorizing the execution of a multi-year agreement with Crown Castle International Corp. for an upgrade of the wide area networking for New Haven Public Schools District for a period of July 1, 2024 to June 30th, 2029. 2. LM-2024-0241. Order of the Board of Alders of the City of New Haven authorizing the execution of amendment 1 to an agreement of 2024-Con-2035 and an agreement of 2024-Con-0234 with Beecham and Mosley PC agreement for the Board of Education for the period of July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 24. 3. LM-2024-0330. Order of the Board of Alders authorizing the mayor, budget director, or controller to enter into a multi-year agreement with Tech in the amount of $500,000 and $1,000 for consulting services in assisting administration, complying and reporting of the American Rescue Plan Act funding received by the City of New Haven from the period of July 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2026. 4. LM-2024-0329. Order, read and file the updated budgetary financial report of the monthly March 2024 in compliance with Article 8, Section 5 of the Charter. 5. OR-2023-0014. Ordinance amendment of the New Haven Board of Alders reviewing, finalizing, and adopting the proposed revision of the Executive Management and Confidential Employee Personnel Procedure Manual. These items are filed and available for public inspection in the Office of Legislative Services at 165 Church Street. Per article, Adam Marchand, Chair, attest Michael Smart, City Clerk. If you need disability-related accommodations, please call 3 business days in advance. Area code 203-946-7659, voice, or 203-946-8582 TTY. Public comment testimony may be submitted via email or public testimony at newhaven.gov before 2 p.m. of the day of the meeting. Meeting will be viewed on the Board of Alders YouTube. Thank you to all. Starting to my right, please announce yourself.
Alder Rosa Ferraro, Santana, Ward 13.
Sal DiCola, Ward 18.
Ron Hurt, Ward 3.
Sal Punzo, Ward 17.
Honda Smith, Ward 30.
Anna Festa, Ward 10. Aisha Walker Myers, Ward 23.
Welcome to all. We have a situation going on. Mr. Lamb is in a board meeting with the Board of Education right now, and we'll try to make the meeting. We will move 1 and 2 behind 5. He will be texting me if he can make it. If he can't make it, he will let me know. So I will let the committee know where we're going with that. Item 4, due to the fact that Mr. Gormley will not be attending tonight, we are moving that, passing over number 4, and we're moving it to June 10th. Thank you. One other thing. Let me see. No budget deliberation will be taking place tonight. They will happen on Thursday. Thank you. So, item 3, will you come up? Yeah. And I want to announce that majority of Richard Furla has attended the meeting. Name and address for the record.
Hello, everyone. Ron Rizzi, 219 Rainbow Terrace, Camden. Okay, so tonight I'm here to ask for approval for a multi-year agreement with Tetra Tech. And one of the main reasons is with U.S. Treasury funding, this is ARPA funding, there is a obligation deadline, which is December 31st, 2024. So all funding has to be obligated by that date. We've already had Tetra Tech under contract for 2 years. This is the second year that's going to expire on June 30th, 2024. So the services they're providing, they have a lot of experience with other federal disaster funds, American Rescue Plan, FEMA funding, coronavirus funding, CDBG, DR, and CDBG CD funding. So they are very experienced. So some of the services they're providing, they're on call monthly. So they're providing monthly consulting services. They developed the policy and procedure manual that was also the requirement of the ARPA funding. They provided some community engagement to talk about the projects. One of the other big things with ARPA funding is procurement. Everything has to be out for procurement, so they provided some training on that. And another main thing is compliance review for eligibility. There's different expense categories within the ARPA funding, and some of those do require different reporting. And this will help prevent any future audit findings. Determining eligibility is another big issue. The Treasury requirements, they are evolving. So when Treasury started this, there were very few rules. Now they finalized everything. They call them final rules. So I think we're on our 5th final rule now. So they are helping with that. And then there's any other assistance that we need, they are providing.
Next presentation?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Anybody has questions? Yes, Alder Festa?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just for clarification, this is $501,000 for the 2.5 years.
Yes.
And that is ARPA funds that's being used
Yes.
to delegate ARPA funds?
Yes.
Okay. And they're basically just checking off the boxes to make sure we're following all of the procedures and the money is being allocated properly?
It's not so much allocated, but they're doing eligibility requirements. So we're presenting them with a project, and they're telling us, yes, this is eligible under this expense, certain expense category. So it's eligibility and federal requirements that they're helping us determine.
Okay, and this is something we have to do?
Yeah, it's definitely going to help. This is $115 million, so it's the Treasury will be auditing this funding in 2026. So this is going to help with any future audit issues.
Okay, thank you for
So if
that.
we have it now, then it'll help us later.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for that clarification. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Anyone else? We've been using them for 2 years now?
Yeah, we've had it for 2 years.
And how have they performed for us?
Good, very good. Yeah, we had, I think, 13 proposals when we first put out the first RFP, and big range. Some of them were around 175 a year, and then we had one that was $2.8 million a year. So they're kind of in the middle, but they had the most experience with the federal funding. They're a nationwide company. We have 2 senior members of their staff who are assisting us.
Okay. So if we get audit, they'll be present at the audit?
They could be. We have to engage them beyond the December 2026.
So if we get audited in the problem, we would have to pay them to be there? Because that's never-
Probably, yeah.
Okay, I just want to know for future,
Yeah, possibly.
possibly.
yes.
Okay. So I'm all set. We're all set here? Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. We're passing it here. Okay, number 5. Executive management. Name and address for the record, please. Thank you. Name and address.
Thank you. Good evening, Patricia King, 32 Vista Terrace in New Haven.
Sean Madison, 1279 Quinnipiac Avenue in the mighty 12th Ward.
All right, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the time with the committee.
This deja vu.
Mr. Vice Chair, members of the committee. Again, my name's Sean Madison. I have the pleasure of serving the people of the city as the chief of staff. Here before you on a matter of an ordinance amendment on a matter you all had passed before. So if you rewind back to 2022, this legislative body had before it a change to pensions for executive management. The matter was heard, testimony was taken, the item was deliberated and was moved out of Finance Committee and through the full legislative body with an affirmative vote. In 2023, we presented changes to the executive management handbook. Within that handbook, under section 18, are the provisions for pensions. Now, for whatever reason, I cannot explain, and I have looked at it several ways. When the submission was made, there was a portion of what you all had passed in 2022 on the ordinance for the pension that did not get transferred into the submission. That is why I am here before you, asking you to, again, please put into the executive management handbook what you had passed in 2022 with those changes, and to do so and make it retroactive to the passage of the executive management handbook of July 1, 2023. Happy to answer any questions.
Anybody got questions? Any questions? Okay. Furlough? Oh, excuse me. I want to just announce that Alderman Morrison has attended.
Thank you, Mr. Madison. Just the corrected handbook. So this portion was deleted out or wasn't included in. I'm just going over so we
Yes.
can figure out how to move it correctly. So we have the corrected copy.
I believe you do. I believe you do. No.
Well, we don't have to one.
What you should have, what you have is the section to go into, which is the Article 18 section, which is what you passed in 22.
Article 18, the pension.
Correct.
Okay, so your request is we just add that clause in, and I'm just making sure it was deleted out of the original version, or
Yes, it wasn't included, it was deleted, it was something, I don't know, I've looked about a half dozen different ways. I can't figure it out, but it didn't get in there.
and it's in there now. We just don't have that copy.
It will be once you amend the language.
Okay. Great, that's all I have. Thank you.
Anybody else?
No.
No? Ms. Hurt? On this one.
Thank you. Mr. Madison, when you said retroactive, we're talking about retro pay or?
When you all had passed, it was intended to be included in its entirety on the pension language in the executive management handbook when you all passed it last year. I'm just asking when you make this amendment, that you make it retro to when you had passed the, right?
Thank you.
All set?
Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, just, I guess, what is the exact language?
I have it if you want me to read it.
Just for the record and for clarification, it'd be good to have like
So-
the red line versus what's.
Yeah, so what, I mean, or Mr. Chair, we can wait until discussion and I can read what the amendment is when we move it.
Well,
Or you want me to read it now?
just make sure that we're all on the same page here.
Okay, so we'll say amended, so this ordinance amendment is hereby amended to correct Article 18, I'm reading from the last page here. Article 18, pension of the executive management and confidential employees, personnel, and procedures manual, retroactive, as he added in July 1st, 2023.
Okay.
So we'll word a little bit different. I'll probably put the retroactive in the beginning of the sentence so it makes sense.
Yeah, no, I think it's at the very bottom.
Yep.
Yeah, it's at the bottom.
Yeah.
It's on the last page. So, so we're just changing that part. This, then, when we do this today, this all gets moved in there, this whole paragraph.
Well,
That's why I'm just trying to make sure we got the right, I don't want another problem.
Correct, yes, and it'll be fixed to what we also attached as the exhibit, what you passed in 2022, which is OR 2022-0024, which was the changes to the pension, just that entirety, as it should have been, and when the handbook was passed by the legislative body.
You got it. All right, I guess we're all set. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just to let everybody know, I just texted with Mr. Lamb, he will not be making it tonight. So we're gonna have to push this past 1 and 2 over to the next meeting. So, anybody from the public would like to speak on any item? Anybody from the public would like to speak on any items? Is anyone from the public would like to speak on any items?
Mr. Chair, I move that we close the public portion of this meeting.
Second.
Discussion? No discussion. All for closing the public portion?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Okay, as I said, item 1 and 2 are passed over to June 10th plus item 4. So first item to talk about is item 3. Yes, Alderman.
Mr. Chair, I move item 3.
Second.
Okay, all for? No, I'm sorry, any discussion? Getting excited. Any discussion? Yes, Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. I just think it's important that we actually have this contract because it's easier to manage large sums of money like that. So that when it's time to be audited, because like you heard, we will, all of our finances will be in alignment. And they've been doing a good job this far. And whether we have to pay for them to come to the audit or not, I think is important because when you're dealing with a lot of money like that, you don't want to make any mistakes. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Anyone else? Anyone else? No? Okay, all for?
Aye.
Nay? Abstention? Item 3 passes. Item 5. Yes, Alderman.
Mr. Chair, I move item number 5.
Second.
Okay, discussion. Yes, Mr. Fuller.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. If I may, I just want to get a little clarification from staff. before we go. So we are not going to amend this by substitution of what's been said. We're going to just, because there's something else that's been presented before us.
All it's saying is it's taking the section 18 of the original, including it in the 2023 and going back. And that's what this order says. It will be included in the new manual.
Okay, so we're going to amend the original order with this paragraph.
No, you don't need to amend the order. You're amending.
We're
this will
amending the original.
document. This will amend the document. The order is to amend the document. That's why it's an order to amend.
Yeah, so I'm a little confused on the procedure, so I'll make sure we get it right.
Yeah, you got it. You're gonna amend that order, or that language, is directing the manual to be amended to include the language from the 2023 into the manual. So you're gonna move that, and then that's gonna direct the document to be correct.
Okay, so we already moved it. So then does this need to be, it does not need to be amended then because the language is already here? Is that what we're saying?
Right, the motion you made is to amend that. Correct, we don't need a second.
Okay,
Motion.
all right.
So we're okay. We don't have to read anything else.
Okay, so then we're in discussion. So, so I will say, Mr. Chair, that I am in favor of this language being corrected because of this phrase of Article 18 for the pension being left out of the original document, and that this should also be retroactive July 1st, 2023. So I'm in favor of this ordinance amendment.
Okay, any other discussion? So no? Yes, Madam President.
I thank you, Mr. Chair. I would just like to say that I'm in favor of this as well, because we already voted to include this language. It just did not translate into the document. So I think that it's important that we actually line everything up with the votes that we take. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Anyone else? Yes, Alder Festa?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I agree as well. This is just a Scrivener's error. It's
Correct.
not any language that is being changed. It's just an error that was made that we are correcting. And so I ask my colleagues to support this item.
Correct.
Thank you.
We're just putting in something that was omitted. Okay, anybody else? Okay, all for?
Aye.
Any nay? Abstention? Item 5 passes. Before we adjourn, just excuse me, one second. Let me see. This is a reminder that budget deliberation will take place on Thursday. Colleagues with proposed for amendments should be discussed with the chair no later than Wednesday evening. Okay, just wanted to pass that on. Yes,
Mr. Chair, I move that we adjourn.
Second.
any discussion? No? All for?
Aye.
Okay, meeting's over.